Hey y'all, thought I'd get on today and try something new. So this is either going to be, ooh y'all, this is so good, or it's going to be another one of those, I make the mistake so you don't have to. So we'll just see. But we have a super abundant crop of tomatoes in our garden this year. And I love tomatoes, but I can't even keep up with eating them because the little cherry tomatoes are going crazy too. And so I decided that I would try making a marinara sauce in my Pampered Chef Deluxe cooking blender. So I am going to be doing that, and I am not going to stop right now, but this is just part of how, y'all, this is just real. My dog is immediately going to the door and going to go outside the second that I start this. So, hold on, I'll be right back. Lucy Lou, how dare you? Okay, I'm back. All right. I should have just left the door open, but y'all, it is so hot here today. But I'm just going to leave it open so she can go in and out because we do not have a doggy door. All right, so back to what I was talking about. So we have a lot of tomatoes, so I decided that I have made in here tomato basil soup, and it is delicious. But I thought I would make my own marinara sauce, and I've never done that before, even on the stovetop, but I thought I'll cook it in here, and there is a recipe that comes with the guide for the blender that is a hidden veggie marinara sauce, but it is using canned tomatoes, and I am going to substitute my garden tomatoes for it. Now, I had figured that probably what I would do would be put, 2 or 3 tomatoes in, but then when I was reading the recipe, it's calling for 1 can of 28 ounces of diced tomatoes. So I thought, maybe I should use my digital scales. They're over there on the counter. I forgot to bring them over here. And weigh out, and so I have pretty close to the 28 ounces, and I figured that's how many tomatoes that I should put in. So that's what we're going to do. So with my cooking blender, let's turn it on, let's do that. And then I am going to go ahead and just follow the recipe, and you just put the things in the order listed, but the tomatoes are coming last as an add-in, and that's because they're already canned. These do need to cook, so I'm going to put them in from the very beginning. So they're going to be like my second ingredient going in. And then I did happen to think later, I'm going to go ahead and say now because this will be loud when it starts, that I think the next time I do this, because I think this is going to turn out good, and I'm going to do it again, and the next time I do it, you can do add-ons or add-ins. And so when I normally make my spaghetti sauce, I do just a jarred sauce and add some of my Pampered Chef Italian seasoning mix to it to doctor it up. But then I do add ground beef that I've already cooked, and sometimes I add a little can of mushrooms because I forget to buy the fresh mushrooms. So I think I'll do those as add-ins towards the end, because all you do is take the top off. Wrong way. Take the top off and add them in, or you can leave the top on and just take this little guy off if you're doing little stuff that you're adding in. So you just take the lid off and put that in. So we're just going to start. The first thing it wants you to put in is just water. So we're just going to put in some water. It called for 1/4 cup, but I'm making a decision that since it's using canned tomatoes, maybe I need a little bit more. Even though the tomatoes will cook out liquid, I went a little bit more on the water. And then we're going to use a tablespoon of the Italian seasoning mix. And y'all, I forgot to bring my measuring spoons over, but you know I'm Southern, and we don't measure. We just, you know, what's that saying about you just shake until the spirit of your ancestors says, stop, girl, stop. Okay? So, but I am going to just do it down here in my hand and pour that in. And you can always add when you're actually using it. And yeah, let's just do a little bit more just to be good. And add some in. Okay? So we've got our Italian seasoning mix. I love this for anything Italian. Okay, and then the next thing is salt. Again, I don't measure, I just grind it in. And this is our Himalayan sea salt. Love it. I usually count how many twists I'm doing, but I'm talking and I can't talk and count at the same time. So I've got that in there, and then we're going to do 4 garlic cloves. Oh wait, no, we're going to do the tomatoes. I forgot, we're doing those more at the beginning. So what I did is I just took my paring knife and I cut out the stem and the big stuff there, and then I do think maybe these bigger ones I should maybe cut at least in half. So I'm using my color-coded serrated tomato knife. Love this. We actually have one in the Forge Cutlery, but I love this just for slicing tomatoes. And I'm just going to cut these big ones into quarters and put them in. This one I can cut in half, I think, and get away with it. Look how red, look how good my tomatoes are, y'all. Okay, and then some more of those in. And then the smaller ones, I'm just gonna throw in, and I would just literally throw them in, but my grandson Liam tells me, Nana, you're the worst thrower and catcher of anyone I know. And he's right. I'm not good at it. So if I started throwing them in, they might go landing clear across into the sink, or I don't know where they would go. So we're going to cut these up, and yeah, this is going to make a lot. So maybe I could have gotten by with fewer tomatoes, but see, Nana can't throw. So Nana can't even aim. So we'll just see, because this is my experiment, okay? So then we're going to put in garlic, 4 cloves of garlic, so we're going to do 5, you know, just to have a few extra in there. And, you know, the way that you want to pick out your garlic is you want it to be white and tight, and you want it to be hairy on the bottom. You want the roots showing. If the roots are still there, then this is grown in the United States and most likely locally right here in the San Joaquin Valley, or at least in the state of California. If those roots are cut off, these are the ones that are grown in China. So you want to get the ones that still have the roots showing. Now I have gone ahead and whacked mine and gotten, because what you do is you just give it a good whack, get the outer peel off, and then you can get your little garlic out. Now this wants it to be peeled, so I'm going to use my garlic peeler, and we're just going to, I think I can do more than one at once. Let's see. And we're just going to peel those, because you just roll it back and forth. Okay, there's me one, and I'm going to cut off the little root end before I put it in. And we're going to do 4 of those. This 5th one is kind of shriveled, so we'll just go by the recipe and we'll do 4. Okay. And you know, it is better just to do them one at a time. So I should have gone ahead and done the rest, but then you could see the peels in there. So I was just waiting to do it with y'all. Okay. So we've got 3 now. Cut off the little end, and it goes. I love garlic, y'all. And then typically I'm using our garlic press. How many of y'all have the garlic press? Okay. It is awesome. You don't have to peel it to use the garlic press, but since the blender is going to chop it all up, it's not going to need to go through the garlic press. There we go. Let's see if we can get this little bit in there too. Not as well. Don't want him to feel left out. But he's kind of shriveled. Okay, so we got that in, and then the recipe, because it is a hidden veggie marinara sauce, it is calling for using carrots and zucchini chunks. But what I'm going to use is our enrichables, and this is super veggie. You can put vegetables into dishes for your picky eaters that don't like to eat veggies, and they'll never know. So it comes in this little pouch, and there's a little scoop, and you just scoop it out. And I'm going to put a scoop because we're going to have a lot here. I want to do it kind of scant because I don't want it to discolor and not look so red. So we're going to put that in there, and then we're going to put the top part back on and lock it in place. We don't want any of those comedy moments here, okay? And so, did you hear it chime and tell me that it had locked in place? Okay, and then we are going to use the heated puree setting. So I'm just going to turn the dial until I see heated puree lit up right here. And let me just see if I can get this down here a little bit better for y'all to see. Okay, so it's flashing at 212. So it's going to heat this, y'all, to 212 degrees. And when it does, it's going to be done. So I'm going to just turn it on and let it do its thing. And then after it's all done, I'll come back and show y'all when it's done. But I'm just going to push the button. And it's going to, we'll watch it for a few minutes and watch it chop everything up. So it's just going to keep taking turns doing that. This is going in a little, see if you can see that. It's going in a little pattern there. Looks like it's already got it to 76, 77 degrees. And when it gets to the heat, it's going to do, I don't know if it's going to hold it for a little while. I've never done this. I've always done soups and blending. It's going to keep going. And I'll show y'all when it's all done. And then this is actually going to wash itself. It does like this with soapy water. It washes itself. So I'll be back in a little bit and show you the good stuff. And have a great day, and please stay cool. Thanks. Bye.